think the stigma attached to mental health is still there. We talk about it in law classes and we talk about it through our law student societies, but still, there's still an idea inherent that if we embrace any form of mental health that we're suffering or mental ill health that we're suffering, we are going to be seen as weak. And I think it's really important that we now come forward and say, look, I've got a problem and I'm going to take action and I'm going to address it. Law students, law student leaders from across Australia are all going through the same things, the same stresses, the same anxieties, the same moments of depression as well. And part of it is because of the nature of the law degree. We tie a great deal of our self-worth to the little successes that we have in law, as well as the failures.
Not only do you have the feelings of societal stigma about mental illness, but you're also hard on yourself, because for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure what this is, but if I had cancer, I'd go to the doctor. Yeah? But because it's in my head and we're told constantly, particularly young men, told constantly that, you know, we just have to get over it, or, you know, we've got to be tough and whatever, it takes us a little while to recognise, well, this is something sometimes beyond my control.
I've dealt with a lot of mental health issues for a very long time, specifically anxiety, severe anxiety, possibly a bit of depression at one point, which stems from being misdiagnosed with several chronic and autoimmune diseases.
It was hard to go through because I felt there was a huge stigma about it. I couldn't really talk to anyone about it. My friends, I kind of was like, they're going to treat me differently. So I went and got help.
I was starting to feel depressed. I was unable to do basic tasks. I ended up suffering quite significantly financially, academically. I was on the verge of failing units, which for me was very unusual.
We have a hill at uni and everyone always struggles walking up that hill, and one day I got halfway and I just stopped breathing. And that was very, very confronting. And then that day I remember having a bit of a breakdown.
Mental health issues can affect anyone from any sort of walk of life, ranging anyone from a different socioeconomic status, cultural background, country, doesn't matter where you're from, age.
I went and saw a psychologist, I went and saw a doctor, I got medication, and I got to talk about it. And that was the biggest thing for me. I previously wasn't able to, I couldn't sleep. It was hard to do anything. I didn't want to even leave bed in the morning. But once I got that help, I started feeling a lot better. I started meeting new people and putting myself out there, forcing myself to get out of bed and go and meet people and go and talk to someone and do this assignment. And once I've done this assignment, it makes me feel good.
It was only because I managed to talk to someone that I was able to recover my marks, and I was able to get special consideration for my circumstances and get the help that I needed, both in a sense of my university procedures as well as to get out of the rut that I was stuck in.
I've got female friends that I talk to about it, and I'm much more willing to go to them and say I'm just not happy, or I'm battling here. With a guy, it's a little bit different. You ease into it, like you're wading into a pool slowly because the water's cold or something like that. It's kind of like, oh mate, I'm how bad's this essay, or how bad's this exam coming up? What are we going to do? And you kind of try and laugh it off if you can, and you don't really talk so much about the issue itself. And I think that can become a problem when you're going through long-term periods of being unhappy and distressed.
We forget that we come to law school with a whole background that will have a lot of say in what happens to us in our futures.
I think that for law students, studying can become quite solitary. I think that students, because they can be quite driven, they really put their heart and soul into their work, and that has a few effects. I think it means that they study for long hours by themselves. You know, they don't necessarily reach out to their friends as much as they could, because they're worried about just, you know, getting that little bit extra out of their essay or prep for exams.
We forget that we're just humans at the end of the day, and we need to look after ourselves, because if we don't, then, you know, it's going to be very hard for us to come back from that.